Maakheru Amen. Maakheru Amen. The High Priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Maakheru Amen. The High Priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness. Maakheru Amen. The High Priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Maakheru Amen. Maakheru Amen. The High Priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Maakheru Amen. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness.
Hotep, Hotep, High Priestess Maat and Maakheru Amen here, and welcome to the Womb Evolution Podcast. The Womb Evolution Technique is a proprietary womb healing program designed to help you alleviate stress, heal feminine disorders, and improve your relationships. Also, it helps you to heal from post-traumatic slave syndrome. This system helps you to restore the knowledge and functionality of the full feminine system, shifting your focus from womb or storage consciousness to uterine or universal awareness, which allows you to become unwounded and access your highest potential. So yes, welcome back. This is the finale. This is episode number 3 of Why Shifting into Divine Femininity Ain't Easy, part 3. And I know it's been a while. I know I'll be tripping. I already heard it. Okay, well, I'm saying I'm doing it though, right? I'm doing it. So this is part of our womb, WTF, Womb Trauma Femininity Healing Series. Okay, so we're shifting from womb trauma femininity to divine femininity. And so what we covered in those 2 previous podcasts, one was shifting. This is why shifting into divine femininity ain't easy, right? And so the first one was to change your concept or review your concept of a supreme being. All right. That's one of the challenges that we have in moving into divine femininity, right? You need to have a supreme being, an uncreated, okay? One that's like God, the Father, okay? Who is God, the Mother, right? You need to have that concept because that helps you to always go back to source when you're looking at your value and who you are and who you can become. And if you want more information about that, you definitely need to go back to episode 1. And episode 2, right? We talked about changing your behavior. All right. And so once you realize your value, and you can go and you can return to source, you can change your behavior about certain things. You can change your behavior about who you are, what your value is, okay, how you represent yourself. And so that is a key thing here when we are dealing, especially with relationships, potential relationships and things like that, right? You have to change your behavior. So you have to shift more. You have to have the behavior. You can't just have the consciousness or the mental awareness. Remember, we say this is womb evolution, not womb information. Okay, so we are talking about integrating this in order to evolve. It's integrated. Okay, so that includes the behavior. So you have to be able to shift your behaviors into divine femininity. All right, so number 3 here. Okay, number 3 is here's what can help you. Remember, again, womb evolution, not womb information. You need to learn more about your cosmic anatomy. Right? It might be some folks, what is she talking about? What cosmic anatomy? That's why the title is Why Shifting into Divine Femininity Ain't Easy, right? We don't even know our true anatomy, right? We don't know. A lot of us don't know because most people ain't talking about this. Because they don't know, right? And so we don't know that we have a direct connection, as they say, as above, so below. And so what we do is we take that seriously. Oh, really? Is that really a true concept? As above, so below. So that means I see the sun shining outside. Where's that in my body? You have suns in your body. You're not just related to the moon. I say this all the time. I think I probably have a podcast episode about it. The moon is a reflector, not a director. So if you reflect the moon, that means you also got a sun in your body, as above, so below, and you do. Okay? And the moon, there's a sunset and a sunrise in your body. There are all of the phases of the moon. You can pull those in anytime you want to. You ain't got to wait for the moon to be full and waning and waxing and all of that, right? Those things exist. You do it all the time without knowing. And so when you know, the more you know about yourself, like even just learning your basic anatomy, just your basic anatomy gives you more wisdom and more usage of your physical form. So imagine knowing your basic anatomy along with your cosmic anatomy. And when I say cosmic anatomy, why am I talking about that? Because this is how we get into our metaphysics. The body is metaphysical. It's beyond physical. Okay, I know, pseudoscience, right? Really, is it pseudoscience to go into a room and feel the energy of the room? As they say, read the room. What are you reading? You're reading the frequencies, aka the thoughts or the feelings or the emotions or whatever that people have put out in the room. You can sense how somebody's feeling. So that's how you know it's beyond the body. That's all it is. It's real simple, right? It's not really, right now, we're doing the podcast. Okay, there are no wires connected to the internet that I'm using. It's operating on an invisible frequency. It's beyond physical, right? It's metaphysical. So these things, so when we talk about cosmic anatomy, we're talking about your metaphysical properties. And what can you do? Can you do the same? Does that mean I do the same thing that the sun does? Oh, yeah, you do. Or a star. And I think many of you have heard me talk about this before. Right? Do I do the same thing that the moon does? If I have a moon in my body, you absolutely do. Okay. Let me see. What else is out there? It's nebulas and things out there. Do I have nebulas? You sure do. Every 28 days when you have a menstrual cycle. No menstrual cycle? Oh, that's no problem either. Elder stars. Your cosmology is like the elder stars. And we break all of these things down in the womb evolution technique. This is why we've been talking about this the whole time, right? How do I use this? How do I take everything that I am? If you have come here with a purpose, if you come here with an incarnation, if you come here with a mission on this planet, and you fully are dedicated and you fully intend, it is your intention to use all of your faculties, then you need to learn more and more about this. Right? How to take all of this. If you want to learn how to manage, how to own your own feelings, I just gave you some things to do. right? That's that thing where they say, hey, how do you gotta, can you put that in a box or something so I can drink it and all this stuff? Well, I have, so somewhat, in a metaphysical box, right? Where we teach you how to do that. You go through the practice so you become proficient so that you can use it when it's necessary. And that's how you know you've made the switch. It's not when you're doing it in a box and you know, in your room and you getting revved up, but that's your practice though. That's your practice. You practice, and then the next thing you know, something comes up, situation, circumstances, family members, at work or whatever, and you realize you're sitting over there owning your own feelings. Wow, look at that. You realize your cosmic anatomy, and you're sitting over here using your menstrual cycles to materialize, to create, to manifest, because you know your cycles. You know that you form a supernova every 28 days, every 28 earth rotations on your menstrual cycle, and you are using it consciously. And you know exactly what that cycle is and what it does, right? Also, say you don't have a cycle, that's fine too. You're using the frequency that you emanate all day, every day, to materialize, to create, to manifest, end quotes. This is the benefit of knowing your cosmic anatomy beyond just knowing you have arms and legs and a heart and everything. This is knowing and allowing the brain to access more of the mind. This is allowing the heart to access the soul, more of the soul. You're allowing that to come in through your physical form. This is allowing the universe to materialize on earth through your incarnation center. Now, I know some of these terms and so, well, what is she talking about? I'm talking about your ability to access and to use your cosmic anatomy. And what I'd like to do, instead of going through this on the podcast, I'd like to invite you to come and join us with the womb evolution technique. Now, this is not some certification program that you do and you get a certificate and say, yay, I'm certified in wet. All right. All right. This is really a self-development tool that you can use for whatever you're doing. This is great for those who have already have gone through. You are a doula. You already have a womb practice. You are already a sacred woman. You already have your own, you've already developed your own practices in which you do your own retreats and workshops and things like that. All of that. If you've already done that, that's great, because it's really set up to enhance anything, even if you are a beginner. Okay, if you are a beginner, this is great for you too. And you can take these tools and practices, because what I know is what happens is, especially if you've already developed some of these things, what happens is when you get this, right, it just evolves. That's why it's called womb evolution. It doesn't take away. It doesn't detract or whatever. It expands, because it's evolution. It's going to take you to the next level. All right. And then allow you to move. Now, what I have to say about this is that you want to give yourself, though, the time. Like I said, it's not a 6-week course. I mean, you can do it in 6 weeks if you want to. Most people have to literally, if you are taking the the online, if you're taking the online course, usually people have to go through it 3 times. I'm just telling you, right? The first time they go through the videos, they're very entertaining. It's me, okay, yeah. You get on there, you hear me laughing about things, and the way that I explain them, and it usually takes you about it'll take you 3 times. The first time may just be listening and just kind of being in a mode of receptivity, right? The second time is maybe when you're going to take some notes, like, you know what, okay, I see what this, okay, I got this, or whatever. And then the third time, that is that integrative listening. Okay? And this is where you can take these concepts and apply it, right? And so right now we have the womb evolution technique, part 1. That's the 101 course. It's broken into 3 levels, okay? And then we have advance. That's in part 2. That's when we show you how to use your hormones and the moon cycles and all kinds of stuff. And we talk about a different way to look into relationships. That's our universe carrier section, all right? And so that one is becoming available, and if you are interested in being on the wait list for when that one becomes available, you want to click the links in the wherever you're listening to this from. You can click those links. So I definitely invite you to join us in the womb evolution technique. You will not be disappointed. It's probably something you have never experienced before. And it is designed to help you enhance and integrate, okay, some of the areas in which you have been stuck, all right, and move to that next level. It also gives you some techniques that you can use with whatever it is that you're already doing. So I definitely invite you to join me and to learn your cosmic anatomy. So it definitely has been my honor and my pleasure. I love doing this series. I'd like to hear from you. Like, what topics would you like for me to cover? All right. And, I'll be happy to jump in there and, cover some of those topics. So it's been my honor and my pleasure. I will see you on the next one. Hotep.
Maakheru Amen. Maakheru Amen. The High Priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Maakheru Amen. The High Priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness. Maakheru Amen. The High Priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Maakheru Amen. Maakheru Amen. The High Priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Maakheru Amen. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness.